Okay. Ita Mexicanatoni. Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 26, 2022, in the last bit of the lunar cycle saw at Geese, which is our final winter moon, and indeed I think our winter here is over. I've been sleeping the last couple of nights with my windows open, waking up to the sounds of robins and such, and the snakes are out. Hey, not out and about, but definitely up basking beside their dens. I haven't seen the bull snakes yet, so I stand, paused there. But certainly the rattlesnakes and the garter snakes are waking up. The other day, well, I should preface this by saying that I've been sick, very sick. I don't know what I got, some kind of crazy stomach bug, fever, flu thing. Maybe it's the avian flu, I don't know. But all I know is on Friday, I was feeling good. I ate 4 bologna sandwiches that day, however. I just had a craving for bologna. That's not something I would normally do. But I pretty much ate bologna sandwiches all day that day for every meal. And I was drinking juice. I buy frozen juice, Minute Maid stuff. And I drink juice throughout most of my day. Very watery. I don't make it to the concentrate that they like. But I like a little flavor in my water, a little sugar. So I drink that juice. And I had this thermos, this clean canteen that I drink from most of the time. And I had left some juice in there for a day or two or something. I don't know. But I added more juice to the juice that was already there, which is normally what I do. But throughout the day, it was pretty fizzy, kind of hard cider-ish. It had a little zing to it. And any case, Saturday morning, I woke up feeling really not good. My stomach was in knots. I was getting sick from every direction. And I basically dehydrated my whole body. My body from Saturday morning through Sunday afternoon, it kicked everything out of my body. I couldn't leave 5 minutes from a toilet without being in danger. So I didn't go anywhere. I didn't even make my Sunday morning walk and talk. I just stayed home. Me and Britt stayed home. And then Sunday evening, my belly was feeling a little better. I was, wasn't kicking anything out. Probably just had nothing left to kick out, I had not put anything in. Saturday I ate half an apple. And Sunday, I think I had, a slice of cantaloupe. It didn't have much to kick out. And then, so me and Britt decided to go out because it was very warm. Hey, this is coming back to where we were. The warmth. It was very warm Saturday and Sunday, and I felt like being sick, I was missing out on my opportunities, because during this time of year, this is really the only time that, the best time, and pretty much not the only time, but the best time for me to confirm that snakes are still using the dens that I've known about, which are the drop-off points also for my rattlesnakes that I pick up. And it's also a good time, the best time, for me to locate suspected dens that I hadn't known of before. So doing surveys and that kind of thing. And Saturday and Sunday would have been perfect for that. But because I was sick, I was missing out on it. So Sunday evening, kind of, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that, me and Britt went out to check one of the sites on the west side here where I had multiple reportings of there being probably a snake den. Hey, residences nearby were reporting that, you know, just over that way, and then we see snakes, and there's a snake pit in my backyard, and you know, so I went out to find it. I'd never seen that particular den before. It didn't take much to find. All I had to do was go to the area and look for the kind of, you know, right topography for the den, and it was right there, you know, and with some large snakes present. It was very cool finding that rattlesnake den, and now I have another known location just here at Spopikimi now, looking at these teals. They've been here a good week or so. Just one pair of the green-winged teals that I'm seeing so far. No blue wings yet, no shovelers, none of the American coots, no redheads. I haven't seen tree swallows yet, and that's odd. Red-winged blackbirds are here. Yellowheads are not. Widgeons, I heard one day a widgeon here, but I didn't sight it. But there was definitely one that stopped through, and they're the first that usually migrate. I want to check on the goose who's sitting her beaver lodge nest. There's now at least one other goose nesting in the wide south pool again. The one that we saw preparing her nest on one of my previous videos, maybe the last video. It's about 9 degrees Celsius out here this morning, which is not really warm enough for my reptiles. Otherwise I would go check on the garter snakes. I'm here down at Spopikimi kind of briefly, just popping in. A news reporter is supposed to meet me down here and do an interview about the rattlesnake emergence. Every channel has to have their version of the rattlesnake story, which is fine by me. Get the word out that you should, you know, practice a little more awareness when you're in the coulees now that the snakes are out, and that there are places that perhaps you don't want to have your kids running around or your dog off leash or that kind of thing. So it looks like she's still sitting in her nest, and I was surprised yesterday and this morning again that her gander is allowing these other geese to kind of crowd nearby her. This is, from my experience, fairly unusual, unless it is the time that the goslings should be emerging, and that does not seem to be the case here, because she had a lot of other geese surrounding her yesterday as well. So maybe as long as they don't touch the island, her gander is, you know, maybe that's the boundary he's established. I don't know. They don't seem to be walking up on her, that's for sure. Any case, I'm just going to quickly pop around here, see if there's anything new while I wait for the news reporter, and then back to the office. I have a workshop that I'm preparing to deliver this afternoon. Hopefully I get a couple of students in so I can get some practice. It's been a long while since I've been a classroom type instructor, and that's kind of what these workshop experiences are like. But I am going back into teaching a little bit in general at our Indigenous Art Co-op on the north side, right across the street from Mark's Work Warehouse, on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 o'clock. If you want to learn some conversational Blackfoot language, we are going to have conversational language classes commencing. You can contact me and prepay at $80 a month to take that class once a week, or you can pop in at $25 a session. Each class is somewhat self-contained. They're going to be thematic around conversational domains, like language I would use out here at the park, or language I would use at school, language I use while driving, language I'll use while shopping, language in the kitchen, language, you know, hygiene language, and spiritual language, and, you know, all kinds of different kind of conversational domains. Of course, introductions, you know, placing an order, language for business owners, you know, all different conversational domains. So I will, on my social media platforms, be advertising those every week, but they start right away next week, May 4th. And yeah, if you're interested, get in contact with me or do a pop-in, bring your $25, and the classes could be expected to be about 2 hours long. And you know, if you're wanting to learn Blackfoot, this is your opportunity, because I was able to learn it pretty well as a second language. I'm still learning, but I'm fairly proficient in a lot of it, and if I can learn it, I think I can teach somebody else to learn it, you know, as a second language, whether you're Napi, Kwan, or Nitsitapi, or other. There's a lot of others in Lethbridge. So yeah, check it out. We got, the turtles are not basking yet, but they are, where is he? Oop. They are surfacing. It's overcast today, so probably we're not going to get a lot of basking snakes or turtles. Here's the one goose I was talking about, who we saw prepping this island, I think on Friday or something. And then look at this, there's a, is this the old nest? I think there's a goose sitting here now. No, somebody has taken that nest that we were watching and revamped it, and so we got another nester there. Do we have any more? Do we have any more? There might be somewhere in these islands, but maybe I just will take a quick jaunt up to the garter snakes while I'm waiting for the reporter, and see if there's anybody home. Yesterday it was like 14 degrees when I visited, or maybe 12, 13 degrees. It was up there a little bit higher than this morning, and there was only 1 or 2 garter snakes about, so I don't have high hopes, but we'll check. Certain soils, you can see the Otseek in buffalo bean. Just about to come into flower. Look at that. You can see the little yellow flower bud on this one. If I can get it into view, hey? Just about to come into flower, which is a signature of Apis Tishkitsatos, the flower moon. And we're still just coming into the frog moon. Haven't heard any frogs down here yet, but I've got a lot of online students who are hearing frogs in other parts of, not necessarily my region, but around southern part of Canada. I'm sure they're always late here at Spopikimi anyway. I don't know why. The frogs. Might just be because we're in the shadow of the coulee here. Just checking out a Thatcher ant hive here. One of my online phenology students recently asked the question, why do these ants swarm on the top of their hives like this, and sometimes much more dense? Why do they swarm like this? And I don't have the answer to that. It does seem to me that the warmer it gets out here, the more ants come out on the surface. So I don't know if it's about heat or if it's about anything else. I don't even know if it's the right question, because we're assuming something that they're doing to begin with by saying the word swarm. Swarm carries with it various connotations and such and meanings. It might not be what they're doing, you know. If what they're doing is basking, for instance, that's not swarming. If what they're doing is repair of the nest, that's not swarming, right? So we gotta be careful about the language that we use too. Just checking out this young bullberry. Not too many flowers, not too many bees. All right, let's look at the bloom status of a few of our different resident berry bushes. Here we have Okonoki. Okonoki, which is Saskatoon. And you can see it's about to pop, okay? Seems like every day these little buds open a little further, and we're gonna get some white flowers here really soon. Now, if we shuffle, we could shuffle up that way, but why go up when you can go down and see the same thing? Can look here. These are Saxi Paxinissimon, which is the Sarsi gooseberries. Saxi Paxinissimon. And let's head along further. Now this bush, curiously, which is, looks like choke cherry, but not leafing at all. This Saskatoon, not nearly as open as the other, though still with the flower buds. Might be cool in this little ravine, because I think we'll see a whole different situation down here in terms of what the choke cherry are doing. It's the owlwood. The owlless owlwood. I should change its name. Yeah, right over here we've got a bullberry, female bullberry that's in nice bloom. Meeks in it, seeing lots of flowers, lots of bees, and some other insects pollinating. I always like to take a look at what all insects land on which plants, because plants and insects have very special relationships. Sometimes insects rely on just a single species, you know. And here's buckkeep, the chokecherry. Like I was saying, much more leafed out than in that ravine. So those 4 different berry bushes here. No luck on the snakes, by the way. I didn't think there would be. And that is meat ganeki soy. The northern flicker. His kiki call. Coming back along the edge of the wet meadows, where I would expect to start seeing things like asparagus emerging and other interesting food items that I won't mention at the moment, but just because I don't want the competition. But I'm seeing none of it. I'm seeing none of it. So I don't know, maybe we need some rains. Hopefully that's what this overcast, if we had just a little bit of moisture or something. I don't know. I haven't looked at the forecast at all. I haven't been making any attempts to read weather, to know, you know, the wind better and the clouds and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of room to grow, including, you know, that even like things like that question with the ants. You know, I should have a response for that by now. You know, and you know, I think what it takes. Well, I know what it's going to take to get an appropriate response for that, and it's not, you know, necessarily turn into the literature or anything like that. But we have to visit, hey? We visit. And this is one of the primary opportunities for learning. And it's one we don't take in our lives very often anymore, and it's unfortunate. The art of visiting is being lost in many ways. But yeah, to visit, to just sit and, you know, have a little food or something and visit and update and stuff like that, you know. Or if you're gonna go visit somebody new, like the ants who you don't really know very well, right? It's a lot of learning to do, but I think it requires spending the time, not just a glance and an attempt to assess, you know, what it is that's going on without spending the time. I haven't spent that time. That's why I don't have that answer. But I should have that answer by now. One of the many things. The learning here never ends, eh? Never ends. That's why I like to get out here as often as I can. It's my only real mentor and elder and classroom and literature, you know, in my life is this place itself and all these other plants and animals and stuff here. any case, almost out of the forest now. That news reporter should be at the parking lot, if not approaching.